Will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?
Yes.
As the decade comes to a close, we're taking a look at our favorite small screen relationships. Hey guys, it's Phoebe with MsMojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 TV couples of the decade.
Don't we deserve better than that? Maybe we do.
We're taking a look at on-screen couples who got together between 2010 and 2019. We will be considering them even if the shows started before the decade. Let's get to it. Number 10, Jane and Raphael, Jane the Virgin.
You're the only thing I'm really sure about.
The premise of Jane the Virgin is that a young woman is accidentally artificially inseminated, resulting in her becoming pregnant even though she's never had sex.
I'm the father.
What?
Baby that you're carrying.
While she's in a relationship at the time, she ends up entangled with the baby's father, Raphael.
I broke up with Michael.
Throughout the show's run, it's a classic love triangle, with fans being split over whether Jane should end up with Michael or Matteo's father.
In the sea, lovers without ships and lovers without sight.
In the end, though, it became clear that Raphael was endgame, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
There's one thing that we all know. Everything needs love to grow. Love, 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 love. I've always known that we were meant to be.
Number 9, Alec and Magnus, Shadowhunters. During the 2010s, we've seen a rise in the diversity of relationships on TV, with more and more LGBTQ+ courtships finally getting the attention they deserve. One of the best examples comes from Shadowhunters, with Alec and Magnus.
You know what's not an understatement?
While the beginning of their relationship was a controversial one among viewers, they soon became a fan favorite couple, showing that same-sex partnerships don't have to follow a tired formula.
You're gonna make it back. You hear me? Why wouldn't I? Look what I have waiting for me.
Seeing the two get married in the series finale of the show was exactly what we needed for this happily ever after.
I am and will always be your loving husband.
It is my honor to pronounce you one.
I get to love you.
Number 8, Nick and Jess, New Girl.
Good night, Nick.
Good night.
The will they won't they couple has become a mainstay of TV tropes, and yet somehow it doesn't get old.
I'd meant something like that.
One of the more recent versions is Nick and Jess from New Girl, who started off as friends but eventually progressed to be much more, despite their incompatibilities.
You're a mess!
You are so annoying with those shorts!
Why are you so angry all the time?
They're a sweet and realistic couple with undeniable chemistry that kept us watching season after season. While it seemed like these two may never make things official, they finally did in the last season, in the most adorable way possible.
We doing this, Jessica Day?
We're doing this, Nick Miller.
It's about damn time.
And while we loved these two, the show also featured another much-loved pair, Schmidt and Cece.
Celia Parikh.
Oh God, you're gonna say something stupid, aren't you?
Girl, will you marry me?
Would you please shut up? I can't hear the answer.
Yes!
Number 7, Betty and Jughead, Riverdale.
Jughead Jones. I love you.
When it began airing in 2017, people weren't sure what to expect from Riverdale, the show that planned to take a dark look at the world of the Archie comics. But it became a classic guilty pleasure among teens and adults alike, creating several great relationships that have been tested throughout the seasons.
From now on, we're partners. In serpents, in life, all of it, okay?
While we absolutely love Tony and Cheryl together, you can't argue that the primary couple that fans root for is Betty and Jughead. Betty is a good girl and Jughead is a troubled writer from the wrong part of town, and the inevitable tension between them led to the two actors who play them to become a couple in real life as well.
I love you.
I love you too.
Number 6, Ben and Leslie, Parks and Recreation. First, there was The Office's Pam and Jim, and then came their spiritual successors, Leslie and Ben.
Uh-oh.
These two weren't supposed to date because they worked together, but nothing ever could have gotten in their way.
Here's what I know. I love you and I like you.
I love you and I like you.
While many of the other couples on our list dealt with frequent life or death situations in the dramatic worlds their romances were set in, this love story is a sweet and simple one.
Leslie Knope, will you?
Yes!
Marry me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
In the first couple of seasons, we couldn't have imagined the perfect match for the overly enthusiastic Leslie Knope. But when Ben came onto the scene, we all of a sudden couldn't picture her with anyone else.
Leslie, let's get married tonight.
Number 5, Killian and Emma, Once Upon a Time.
Emma Swan. Will you marry me?
Once Upon a Time has offered up a full slate of couples for us to choose from, but the story of Killian and Emma has to be our favorite from this fantastical fairy tale world.
They say that a captain's heart belongs to his ship. But with this ring, it now belongs to you.
Known affectionately by fans as Captain Swan, these two had to face many trials before they could get to happily ever after. But in the end, their love prevailed.
And it's with great pleasure that I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Clearly, this is the love story that mattered most to viewers, because the final shots of the series finale focus on Emma, Killian, and their young daughter as the picture-perfect happy family.
And in the end, we can get past it all. With hope.
Number 4, Damon and Elena, The Vampire Diaries.
I love you, Elena. And it's because I love you that I can't be selfish with you.
Vampire romance never really gets old, and the series that arguably defined the 2010s was The Vampire Diaries. Elena Gilbert had to decide between two brothers who just so happened to be vampires. Much of the series was spent with the three in a classic love triangle, but it soon became clear where Elena's true affections lay.
Elena.
Fans were not sure what would happen with these two, considering Elena spent much of the end of the series in a coma. But viewers eventually saw her and Damon living out their lives together, even if it wasn't exactly in the most conventional way. Number 3, Amy and Jake, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sometimes the best romantic stories are the ones that are the most realistic.
Pen. Nope. Ow! Rolly chair.
Jake Peralta and Amy Santiago are fellow detectives at the 99th Precinct in Brooklyn, and when we met them, it was hard to imagine romance in their future.
Jake wins. Amy loses.
Jake is the classic class clown who can't take anything seriously, and Amy is his straight-laced, try-hard counterpart.
Say, I love Carousel Cruises International Ltd.
I love Carousel Cruises International
I don't want
Limited.
to say that.
But in a classic example of opposites attracting, these two proved to have incredible chemistry, playing off one another perfectly episode after episode until it became clear that their antagonism had something more bubbling under the surface.
I love you, and I'm worried about dancing in front of our friends. The end.
Number 2, Claire and Jamie, Outlander. Diana Gabaldon's Outlander novel series was hugely popular for years before it was adapted into a TV series, gaining a whole new following.
Whoever you are, James Fraser, Yes. I do want you.
Considering how steamy the books are, it comes as no surprise that the show has received a reputation for scenes that would make anyone blush.
I feel so lucky to be here with you.
At the center of it all are time traveler Claire Randall and Highlander Jamie Fraser, a mismatched couple whose love story takes our breath away time and time again.
Damn you, assassin! If you die here now, I swear I'll kill you.
Despite the forces trying to keep them apart, we always believe they'll make it work, and we can't wait to see what happens to them next.
It's perfect.
If you think Claire and Jamie are cute, just wait till we get to our #1 pick. But before then, here are some honorable mentions.
I never want to spend another day without you. Ever. For the rest of my life.
Like I said, you're a real pain in the ass.
Holy crap, you're supposed to be flying right now.
It's no big deal. I just decided I'd rather be helping you.
You saved my life.
You saved my life too.
Marry me, Wolverhampton. Marry me so I can spend the rest of my life trying to make you as happy as you make me.
Just one more thing before that.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1, Jack and Rebecca, This Is Us.
You make me feel like I'm home. And I'm never really felt like that before.
One of the biggest surprises on TV in the later 2010s has to be the NBC drama This Is Us.
I never, ever do this.
No show is more of a tearjerker, and one of the biggest reasons it pulls at our heartstrings is because of the beautiful love story between Jack and Rebecca. We knew from early on that their tale would be a tragic one, but even after we found out exactly what happened to Jack all those years ago, we've still been glued to our screens watching this couple in flashbacks at various points in their relationship. This Is Us is such a cultural phenomenon, and if there's any couple on TV that are pinnacle of couple goals, it's Jack and Rebecca. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments or tweet me at Phoebe_WM. And check out this video.